Well, I'm pleased today to announce a couple of decisions in the personnel end. First, I'm pleased to announce my decision to appoint Governor John Sununu as Chief of Staff for my administration. The job of Chief of Staff requires the ability to lead, to motivate, to direct an important organization in the best interest of the country. And John Sununu has the background and the experience necessary to work not only with his former colleagues in the nation's state houses, but also to build a constructive relationship with the United States Congress. He is the immediate past chairman of the national governors, and in addition, his chairmanship of both the Republican Governors Association and the Coalition of Northeastern Governors, plus vice chairman of the President's Advisory Committee on Intergovernmental Relations, shows the high regard in which he's held by his peers. He has had a broad-based background that includes 20 years of experience as an educator, an engineer, small businessman, a community leader. He holds a PhD from MIT in engineering, and that experience will bring to my administration a refreshing new perspective that, in my view, is critical to help move our country forward. He's the right man for the job, and I am very pleased that he will lead the Bush team in the White House. I have one other announcement to make. Frank Fahrenkopf, who's here with me today, has been the longest-serving chairman of the Republican National Committee since Mark Hanna. That was after Martin Van Buren, but prior to my being chairman there, turn of the century. And 2 Republican presidents have been elected to office during his tenure. He's shown his commitment to effective organization, raising millions of dollars for Republican candidates at all levels. And after 6 outstanding years, he's told me that he will not seek re-election to this job that he's held so admirably. He leaves as chairman with I think, an outstanding record of success, proving that his party is indeed the best in the land. And so I want to say in front of all of you, pay my respects and extend to him my heartfelt thanks for your commitment, your dedication to Republican ideals, and your stand at the threshold of moving on to new challenges after having left a strong mark on the Republican National Committee makes good sense. I told Frank privately, and I'll say to you, I hope I can find ways to use his services in some capacity or another in our administration. I expect the party to continue to grow and to move forward. And to further cultivate those efforts, I will strongly recommend to the members of the National Committee Lee Atwater to become the chairman. A committee convenes in January, and Lee has worked at nearly every level of politics, from heading up the college Republicans to managing my presidential campaign, in which he set out a game plan, stayed with it, proved to be a very effective leader. Indeed, I worked with Lee in '73 and '74 when I was chairman of the Republican National Committee. I know this job, and I know he will do an outstanding job. I believe that function should be helping win elections. And I can't think of another person in this country who brings such a breadth of political talent to this job than Lee. I think he's #1. And he knows the party apparatus from top to bottom. He knows the leaders all across this country. Our party needs him to make things happen. He's a friend. I'm proud of his accomplishments, and I look forward to his being elected by the Republican National Committee as its chairman when they convene that meeting in January. I would be glad to take a couple of questions, and then I'm going to go and leave these 3 to answer your questions. Yeah.
Can you tell us what qualities that John Sununu has persuaded you to choose him instead of Craig Fuller, who has been your chief of staff for 4 years?
Well, there's a number of people that would be considered for that job, so I'll just repeat the qualities that John Sununu has: experience, total confidence from me to him, leadership in the Governors Association, head of the National Governors Association, respect at all levels, and he's take charge kind of guy. He's very active, very energetic, and I am very, very close to him personally, and so I think he'll do an outstanding job.
There is a report that Mr. Fuller is going to go into the private sector after the transition. Is there any way you could persuade him to stay in the administration? Do you have another job for him?
I'd like to, because I have such a high regard for him, but I've seen that report, and indeed have talked to Craig about it.
Earlier, you did not expect any problems due to Governor Sununu's failure to sign that proclamation concerning Zionism. Did you consider that issue at all in selecting him? Did you consider the criticism that various Jewish leaders have expressed? And if so, why did you discount it?
Because I think overriding all of that is his reputation for fairness, the fact that he was one of the architects of the strongest platform, Middle East platform plank that the party has ever had, and it is one that expresses my conviction about the importance of Israel in the strategic equation. So I think that is overrides any reservation he might have had as a governor about a governor endorsing a particular resolution in foreign affairs. Yeah, just